Good evening and salutations, my Days of Alive fans. Okay, EJ is being Mr. Petty Betty with a capital P. Eric comes in there and he's like signing divorce papers. But EJ's not with that. Okay? EJ wants to make those two suffer for practically making him feel like a fool, right? Because Nicole, as long as what EJ's acting like right now, and he is acting like an ass. Nicole definitely shares her part in this because in all reality, if she really if she wanted to be with Eric the whole time, she should have never married EJ. She should have never married EJ. She used him pretty much as a consolation prize. This is my issue with her. She used him as a consolation prize. She used Rafe as a consolation prize. And now she's caught up in this nonsense simply because she didn't bother to do the right thing and left him. You're not to having you having fantasies with Eric. You are kissing him. You're lying about it. You're doing all this behind. You were literally going to leave him if that child was Eric. So as much as bad as EJ's acting right now, this is also caused by her. So he's like, I'm not signing any papers. And he tells him straight up, he's like, one, you're still married to Sloan because, I forgot to file the papers. Two, he's like, I can simply get your mother arrested for putting hands on me. Three, I can also sit there and tell Holly that you want to kill her father. And Eric's like, she's not just going to be mad at me, but she's also going to be mad at Nicole for not saying anything. In all reality, I'm surprised she never did. Not what she's a teenager. Not once did you sit there and think maybe it's a good idea to tell her the truth. You've been lying to this girl for I don't want to say 17 years, but at some point, maybe when you were 9, maybe when she was 10, you could have told the truth. She's 17 now. So she's going to be pretty pissed off that Nicole didn't once tell her that it was Eric that wanted to kill her dad. And Eric is like, yo, listen, I get that you got smoke for me. You're not a fan of Nicole. But Holly's never did anything to you. So he's like, okay, cool, I'll hold off for now. But I'm going to drag this whole case out, this whole divorce out, for years. Simply because I can. So he goes to Nicole and he tells her everything. Then Eric is like, maybe we should just leave together and go to Paris. Now, I don't understand what is going to Paris going to actually do. I don't get that. Like, you're just going to take Nicole and go to Paris and you're still, one, you're still married to Sloan, so you're going to have to sit there and kind of take care of that. Two, even if you do decide to take Nicole to Paris or you think about taking Nicole to Paris, what's to stop him from tracking you down and simply telling Holly the truth? Now, I know that the actors are leaving. They're not leaving at the same time, apparently, but Nicole was the first one to go. So I'm very curious how they're going to sit there and wrap this up. That part I'm very curious about. Curious about something else. Okay, Brady and Xander, are they blood related? The reason why I'm sitting there asking that is because Fiona and Brady. Now, they didn't want to actually, making love or anything like that, but would Fiona technically be Brady's aunt? Or something, some sort of blood relative They're both Kyriakises. I mean, the family tree of this show is so confusing. I feel like every time I'm not too sure, I have to go to Wikipedia. So let me know in the comment section, are they related? Because I'm just like, did you just sleep with your aunt? Anyway, they didn't want up doing anything. And he also finds out about the whole Alex situation. Alex, Teresa, finds out about it all. They promise not to say anything because they're both technically supposed to be on the wagon, and they were knocking it back. Um, Sarah, for some odd reason, I understood she wanted to make sure Alex is okay, but then she's like, just to let you know, not that you care, but Xander's feeling it as well. Why are you telling him about what Xander's feeling? You think he didn't even want Xander at the wedding. You think he's gonna be like, oh man, that totally sucks. I mean, Xander's feeling, he literally, so he was like, no, I don't care. But they talk about it, and he does thank both of them for inviting Fiona, because if it wasn't for Fiona telling the truth, she wouldn't have been exposed. Teresa would have been exposed. With Teresa, is that they're trying to leave, and Xander catches up with her, asks a really dumb question like, why would you do this to me? Do you hate me that much? Yes. Xander, she hates you that much. Now, he realizes that she's also the accomplice. She kidnapped the baby. He was going to bring her in, but she was like, oh, I'll scream, and, the cops and everything like will come. So he was like, okay, it's cool. I'm gonna get some money, so you can go wherever you want to go, but I'm going to track you down, and you're going to go to jail. And that's the thing. Kidnapping, forgery. I mean, you're going to be going to jail. You're going to jail. There's. I don't understand how you think you're going to get around that. You think that if you just leave Salem, which, by the way, I'm surprised she even got that much of a head start. No one didn't bother to sit there and come to her in the middle of the night. Justin was like, oh, well, I'm going to sit there and make sure she goes to jail. So, is your alarm clock, not wake you up in time? I'm just wondering, how did she get that far? That's my thing. He leaves her, and Brady comes in there, wants to sit there and check on Alex. And, they talk for a little bit, and Brady's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she's long gone. And Teresa comes back, and I'm like, well, I guess it doesn't really matter where you go, because, it's only going to be a matter of time. Hell, Xander even came to EJ to make sure that she got arrested. And as much as he didn't want to do it just because he's Xander, he's like, you know what? I'm still DA. I still got to do it. He was all like, oh, I got to uphold the law. It's like, no, that's the only job that you have. You don't have a choice. So he's like, all right, fine, I got you. Now, Tate and Holly are hanging out for a little bit. She gets a call from Nicole about apartment hunting. And she kind of guilts her into going. Now, of course, she lies. She's like, oh, yeah, I'm at the bistro. I got this shift to cover. I got that to do. But, given everything that happened to Nicole, she's like, all right, fine, I'll come with you, and we'll go apartment hunting. So when she gets there, and Nicole's like, yeah, how about we go to Paris? She's like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. She doesn't want to do it. And to be honest, she can technically stay with Maggie, finish out the school year, and maybe she wants to sit there and go out there afterwards. She can, but it's not like she doesn't have family in Salem that she could sit there and hang out and chill with. So we all know, like I said, the actress Nicole is leaving the show. Doesn't seem fair to sit there and send her away as well. It's the same thing with Victoria and the actor that plays Ben, Robert. She wanted to leave the show. Didn't make a lot of sense for her to leave, and his character not to leave. So he just came back as a different character. So I don't think that we're ready to sit there and trade Holly and then just have her come back as somebody else. So this is you have to find a way to stay now. In my live stream, Jonathan, he had these theories about how it can go down. I'm very curious to sit there and see if any of it's going to come to light. Will Nicole get hurt? And it kind of forces Eric to stay a little bit longer before he has to sit there and want him going. Very curious how this is going to go because at this point, EJ is like, nope, I'm going to make sure y'all two are not happy. I'm going to be petty because y'all made me feel like ish for a hot minute. And I think the only thing that really kept him back as long as he did because he was also keeping that secret about her baby. So it wasn't like he was in that much of a position to really sit there and start judging and everything else. But since he doesn't have her anymore anyway, he's like, all right, F it. Now I get to just, you know, be me, I guess. The insufferable dick. Also, at some point, Tate reads on his tablet about Teresa and the forgery and her being outed and everything like that. So now, if she finds him, she's all like, oh, well, you lied to me and stuff. The only person he's going to have to be worried about is Brady. Because as far as Teresa's going, she's not exactly in a position to really be ordering him around or judging or throwing stones or anything. Sarah comes in and Sarah sits there and talks to Fiona and invites her to the wedding again. And Fiona this time is like, yeah, well, here's the thing though. I don't know if Xander should be married. Now I know that's going to probably piss off a lot of the Sarah and Xander fans. They've been wanting those two to get married for like I don't know ages, forever. And it does seem like it's one of those things where it's like they'll get together for a little bit, and then the writers will just decide to just pull them apart. And even in this time, last time she was going to get married, then Kristen took her and put her in an island. And then they had that whole crazy thing. And then she found out that what he did. Then he was going to get back together, but then the whole clown thing wound up happening, and now it's Fiona that's going to be the obstacle. So sometimes I'm just like, I don't really understand what people want from these couples. One of the main reasons why I don't sit there and root for these couples to get together and stuff is because they pull things like that. Well, one, I'm not the lovey-dovey type. Two, is because they pull things like that. How many times are they going to be happy, going to get in a relationship, and then the writers find a way to pull them apart? And now they're doing the exact same thing here. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got to sit there and say. I'm probably not going to do a live tonight because let's just sit there and say it's been a day since this morning. But I will be back tomorrow though. And I was going to do it early, but by the time I finish watching one of the soaps, I'm probably not going to have enough time to do a live, and I have to wake up early anyway. So I'll be back tomorrow, the usual time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And anything that I missed there, you can either write it in the comment section here, or you can come to the live stream tomorrow. We'll sit there and talk all about it. If I do change my mind, I'll put it in the community tab. But like I said, when I sit there and say it's been a day, it's been a day. So we'll see. But yeah, I will sit there and see you in the next video.